Maintenance University, welcome. Today I want to talk about a topic that I get some questions to get asked to help prepare new soldiers or to help prepare new leaders jumping into a role when it comes to managing maintenance. And I'm going to share from my perspective. Again, this is what I follow and what I do, and it's helped me stay on target. And that's what it is. It's a stay on target guide or a battle rhythm to help with tracking maintenance. This is going to be more maintenance specific heavy. However, you could still have these things set in place throughout your day to help with your battle rhythm. So the first thing we're going to talk about, and this is coming from a maintenance lens or maintenance perspective, is your ESR, your pacing items ESR. So on your ESR, what this will help you do, you need to make sure that you're tracking your pacing items daily. You need to make it part of your routine to ensure what is going on and what is coming off the ESR. You want to make sure, for me, what I look for, you want to make sure you have, if it's anything that's NMCM, non-mission capable maintenance, you need to ensure that you have ECDs or some type of remark inside your equipment remarks tab. That way it lets anyone who is looking at your ESR or looking at your UIC or your force element, it lets them know what is going on with that set piece of equipment that's NMCM. So let's say you just got a part on hand, you put an estimated completion date of when you think it'll be completed or when it should be completed. So if it's, let's say it's January 1st, you receive that part, and then you put an estimated completion date of maybe January 3rd. That way when a supervisor or a leader or someone who owns that piece of equipment is looking at the ESR, they know that, hey, that it will be completed on this day. And those remarks that are inputted, or make sure that, when you put that ECD, you stick to it. Do not get into the habit. First and foremost, we all know things happen when it comes to ECDs. We know it's a projected estimated completion date, and something else might maybe not go as planned. So you have to move the ECD date, which is fine, but don't get in the habit of moving it. Now, when it comes to NMCS, non-mission capable maintenance supply, one thing that I look for and I encourage others to do, if you have a part on order, make sure you have a tracking status. Make sure that if it's in your SOS remarks, source supply remarks, if it says BB for the remarks like back order, make sure that if you could submit a SAR, that you submitted a SAR, or maybe if you try to expedite it and you contact the item manager, try to add some type of character in there to show that you are doing your due diligence in tracking that part. So that's the first thing we look for in the ESR. Second thing we want to talk about is services. We all get upset when it comes to predictability in the Army. Like, man, why can't we be more predictable when it comes to tracking out our maintenance? Well, services is something that you could provide that predictability on. Remember, there's an early date, planned date, and late date. So ensuring that you're tracking those. And inside that, you could also, while you're in your ZMPRT, you go inside there and you can highlight and add equipment remarks of what's going on or when that service is going to be completed. So that would also help. The better story you could tell using GSSS Army, the better it's going to be when it comes to tracking and understanding what's going on with maintenance. It might ease down the phone calls and the emails, and it might, if you could show it on a piece of paper and I can pull the system of record and know what's going on, that's good. Let's keep up with that. ORILs. Ensuring that you're tracking your ORILs. A lot of folks out there think that when I order a starter, I could turn it back whenever I want. That is not the case. It's just like going to AutoZone, buying a battery or alternator. There's a core charge, and once you return the core charge back, you get your deposit. It's the same concept. Track your ORILs. ORILs are important. Another thing I tell them to do is item number 4. It's PGRs. Ensuring that you're tracking your parts good received. Making sure you go into your SSA, ISD, or wherever you pick up parts, that you're picking up your parts and you're PGR them in a timely manner. Ensuring that you're doing that. So, fifth thing we're going to talk about is man hours. Man hours are important. Make sure you're tracking all the man hours associated with the equipment being repaired. It's important to know that these mechanics are being tracked for the hours that they're being used to turn wrenches, troubleshoot, diagnose, repair parts, all those things. And the last thing is TMDE. Make sure you're tracking your TMDE. Just like services, there's a schedule out there, provides predictability. There's no reason why you should have a late item There is sometimes cases where there can be a late item, but it should be very, very limited. If you are late, able to articulate yourself on why you're late. So if you stick with those top 6 things, it'll help you stay on target. If you got any questions, comments, or you'd like to add to, or maybe your battle rhythm is slightly different, feel free to put in the comments. Again, this is all just from my experience that has helped me stay on target when it comes to tracking and managing maintenance. Till next time.